we are here at the Super Bowl. And in the championship round, I went 2-0, putting my current playoff record at 7-5. So we'll either be 7-6 or 8-5 at the end of this. Will Mahomes torch the Eagles for the second time in the Super Bowl? Will Saquon Barkley be that difference maker? Or will Jalen Hurts have a game like he had last time these teams played in a Super Bowl and torch the Chiefs? And yeah, it's the Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles, if you somehow couldn't already tell. And here we go. And we obviously have a lot to discuss here. This is it. All the marbles are on the table right now. All in, whatever analogy you want to use. This is it. Whoever wins this is the winner of the NFL season this season. Can the Chiefs get their third in a row and be the first team in NFL history to three-peat? Or will the Eagles play spoiler, getting their second Super Bowl in franchise history and stopping the Chiefs from getting the first three-peat? It's going to be a really good game. And I normally don't like Super Bowl rematches because they get kind of boring, but honestly, this is a good one. I mean, I hate the Chiefs, and I wish they weren't here, but, I mean, Chiefs-Eagles, last time they played in the Super Bowl, it was a great game. Like, a great game. Like, it was high scoring, it was really competitive, both quarterbacks were having really good games. It was a masterclass of a Super Bowl that kind of got tainted because of the Chiefs, and I hate the Chiefs, but if I'm just looking at it from a pure NFL fan standpoint, it's about all you can ask for in a Super Bowl. And I hope it's the same here. I mean, it should be. I mean, the Chiefs, they have a better defense, and their offense has definitely been lacking compared to what they usually do. But the thing is, you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It doesn't matter if their offense is struggling to their original standards. They will find a way to get it done. No matter how ugly it looks, no matter how many paychecks they have to slip the refs, it doesn't matter. They get their shit done, and they're in the fucking Super Bowl for the third time in, 3 years. I believe it is let me think about this. They won 3 and they lost 1. This is their 5th Super Bowl. Oh, wait, hold on. Because they had the one in 2020 and then they lost. So they're 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. So this is their 5th Super Bowl in 6 years. That's insane. Even the Patriots, even when they had their dynasty going on, even they took, a gap. They didn't have 5 Super Bowls in 6 years. This is crazy good for the Chiefs to be able to do this year in and year out. And it just goes to show how unbelievable of a quarterback Patrick Mahomes has been for this team. And I'm going to switch over to the Eagles before I sound too much like Chris Collinsworth. And the Eagles, they've got, in my opinion, the most talented roster in football. You've got a unique quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who's not the greatest passer, admittedly, but he makes up for it by being a great scrambler, and he has the unique ability to do the tush push, which is basically a play that the Eagles run exclusively, where it's usually a running back and a tight end, push Jalen Hurts forward and for a yard, and usually it's a guaranteed yard. And that doesn't sound that impressive, but if you consider the fact that there are defensive linemen that each weigh almost double what Jalen Hurts weighs, it is a lot more impressive whenever you consider all of those factors in, because Jalen Hurts, he's great. He has amazing leg strength. His offensive line is really good too. And they're able to get that play done. And people who say it's not a play that requires skill, I think are kind of dumb because, you have to be able to squat. Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. That's insane. And, not a lot of quarterbacks can do this. I don't think a guy like Kirk Cousins or Daniel Jones is going to get this done because they're not the quarterback that has the strength in their legs like Jalen Hurts does. And I mean, you got, as I mentioned, Saquon Barkley ran over 2,000 yards this season. It has been even more unbelievable in the playoffs. He can break Terrell Davis's record if he gets 30 yards in the Super Bowl, which I think he will. I mean, 30 yards for any player is it's a pretty low bar, and I think he will clear that easily. And yeah, this will be a game, a really good game. And I just gotta say this is one thing that's on every NFL fan's minds. Like, all I ask, like, I obviously want the Eagles to win because I'm a Broncos fan. I hate the Chiefs, but, like, NFL, if you're watching this, can this game not have officials ruin it? Because I swear, every time I watch Chiefs games, the officials ruin it in some way, shape, or form. And are the Chiefs a good team? Yes, they are, but, like, come on. Like, let's be reasonable. Let's play a fair game here. Like, you could argue the Bills should be in the Super Bowl right now because of how bad the officials were in that game. And, I mean, I think the Eagles deserve to be here because they crushed the Commanders in the NFC Championship. That game, I mean, that had its own... It had its own faults for officiating, but I mean that game was not gonna go any other way. I mean, the Eagles won by like 30 points for a reason, and I just like the Super Bowl. This needs to be a good game that doesn't get ruined by officials, because last time these teams played, you could argue that game got ruined by officials because the Chiefs were at like third down, and then they had an incomplete pass, but there was a ticky-tacky holding call on James Bradbury that got thrown probably because it was the Chiefs. If it was any other team, they probably would have just let it go. It's like, I just want the game to be fair. Like, even if the Chiefs end up winning in three-peat, I want them to earn it. Like, I want the first team to three-peat to earn their three-peat. I don't want it to be handed to them, like, on a silver platter because the refs are ruining it and not allowing the Eagles to do anything. It's like there's only so much a team can do, and if you have officials ruining the game, like, what the fuck is the team supposed to do? And I'm just gonna end the rant there. This is not supposed to be one, but I mean, a lot of NFL fans feel that way, and I think I speak for all of us with what I just said. But I do think it will be a good game just because, you know, you got two quarterbacks who are pretty decent in the playoffs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a whole nother animal in the playoffs, but I think, you know, he's better than Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, Jalen Hurts has a better supporting cast. I mean, Saquon is the better running back. The wide receivers, I mean, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are way better than Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, and then tight end, I mean, I give that to the Chiefs, obviously. They got Travis Kelce compared to Dallas Goedert, who is a good tight end, don't get me wrong, but he's no Travis Kelce. I think O-line is close, but I would give a slight edge to the Eagles, but it is really close. If there's one where it's like completely evenly matched, that might be it, because it is very even. And the defense, both teams have great defensive lines. I mean, Chiefs have Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, and, you know, they're pretty good. And then the Eagles got Jalen Carter. They got Nakobe Dean, who's stepped up in the playoffs. They've got, they've got a lot of guys that I'm forgetting at this current moment in time. But, yeah, the front sevens for both teams are really good. The secondaries for both teams are really good too, so I think the defenses are both like really stepping up. I don't think this game's going to be as high scoring as the first one, because that one, the Chiefs ended up winning that one 38-35. I think it's definitely going to be lower scoring than that. Not that I think it's going to be a low scoring game in general, but I think 38-35 is definitely not going to be the final score. I think it's going to be anywhere in the ballpark between like 24-21 or like 20-17 or like 27-23 or something like that. And I admittedly have to think of a score prediction on the fly because, like, you could really argue both teams. I mean, the Chiefs got the officials and Patrick Mahomes, and then the Eagles have just the talent difference. And yeah. And I think the talent difference could get the Eagles the victory here, but there's one thing that I've learned watching the Chiefs over and over with Patrick Mahomes. You just can't bet against them. Like, they're going to find a way to win, whether it's the officials or the Eagles having a crucial turnover or Mahomes leading a game-winning drive down 7 or something. Like, he'll find a way. The Chiefs will find a way. That's why I got to pick the Chiefs. I'm going to say the Chiefs win this one with a score of 28-27. And yeah, that's my Super Bowl prediction. Yeah, it's a shorter-ish video, but, one game. You just gotta, rely heavily that one game will require a lot of attention, and this one obviously does because it's the Super Bowl. And I will see you guys in the off season for more content.